rustic environs of Ipele, a remote community tucked in the far end of our local government area of Ondo State, smartened out of its rural ties on Friday, April 9, 2021, with the reverberating tunes of melodious songs, occasioned by the presence of posh guests and the fabulous buzzers they brought to the hick town at the burial of a man who was loved by all for his good deeds while alive, the late Honorable Pharmacist Titus Ayodele Lasekan. The subject of the gathering, the late Honorable Lasekan, now in the comfort and confines of a brown casket, was placed at the center of the sanctuary of the St. Stephen's Church, Ipele, even as the funeral service went on the way, with the choristers thrilling the congregation with renditions of melodious songs. Baba's wife and children, who wore expensive lace fabrics and were seated at the front pew, soon got called up to be prayed for. With the showers of ecclesiastical blessings on them, everyone soon joined to dance at the Thanksgiving session. As the felicitous moments from the Thanksgiving session whittled down, various groups which Baba belonged to while he was alive then came forward to pay their last respects to the late Lasekan. All these tuneful jigs was what ultimately led to the end of the service, as the recessional hymn brought all proceedings in the church to a close as everyone filed out. Outside the church, the pallbearers did a lovely display as they danced with the casket. Baba was later taken to the cemetery of the same St. Stephen's Church where he was interred. Emotions ran high for the children and family members of Baba. The pains were understandable as Baba Titus Ayodele Lasekan was a father in a million and a good man by all standards. Born on September 3rd, 1943 in Ipili, Ondo State, Baba attended the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, where he studied pharmacy and graduated as one of the best students in 1971. He later worked for several general hospitals across the length and breadth of Ondo State, before voluntarily resigning to set up his own famous Ayodele Pharmacy Limited. He later made an adventurous journey into politics, where he served as an elected chairman of our local government area between 1999 and 2002, under the aegis of the Alliance of Democracy AD, where he made remarkable impacts in both infrastructural and human development. He loved and served God. Until his death, Baba was a committed member of the St. David's Cathedral, Ijomu, Akure, and the St. Stephen's Church, Ipile, where he was the Balogun of the church and also served as the head of the ushering department. A proud holder of the Fellowship Award of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria and various other merit awards, Baba was the first chairman of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Ondo State Chapter between 1991 and 1996. All these unforgettable attributes of Baba Lasekan made the children to put a memorable reception at the grounds of the same St. Stephen's Church, Ipili, to thank God for a life well spent by their father and to fete their guests. On the various marquees, which had colorful drapes, the social parts of the celebrations took place. Gorgeous personalities from all walks of life, which comprised of politicians, pharmacists, and businessmen, all settled under a very comfy ambience to revel and enjoy all the niceties which came without delay. The delights were further capped with the melodious croons of the bands, while the Ajishi Wonder Band thrilled the entire families of Baba. It was the Tire Right Band and his David voices that threw the immediate family. rounds of jollification began in earnest as the musicians made sure the evening was a groovy one with a perfect delivery of their songs. Guests had wonderful moments all through as they helped themselves to the delicious meals. Exotic wines were also served to the pleasure of all. All these pleasing moments came courtesy of all the children who were wonderful hosts. From the first child to the last child of Baba, their hospitable way of attending to their guests was superb. But one of them was unique in the way she pampered her guests with food, drinks, and gifts. She is Mrs. Olubumi Akindele, a Canadian-based nurse, and true to her charming and amiable nature, she definitely left guests with the memories of a party to remember, with the way she pampered them to the best of joy. Her exquisite guests, which included men of influence and affluence and women of charm and glam, had no qualms in joining her on the dance floor to wriggle excitedly. Redcarpet TV spoke with some of Baba's children and some guests.
Very great man, in the sense that he cherishes education so much. He sees it like the best thing he can give to a child is education. He's so humble. He presents himself to people lower than who he was. You know, with the little things he had, he was able to see himself not to be the true owner of whatever he might have acquired. He shares with people. He doesn't like seeing people around him lacking. You know, he goes extra mile to make people happy in his own little way.
He was a gentleman, very very humble. He doesn't talk. Even though when you see him, you'll be wondering, does this man talk at all? He doesn't talk. He has his own schedule for the day. He will not do anything outside the schedule. We miss him because he's humble and he doesn't even say anything. One thing that he will be at home. Sometimes he will be at home and you don't even know that he's at home. He doesn't even he won't complain. He doesn't complain about anything. He's contented with life. He was a quiet man. He was very gentle to a fault. So I will miss him because he was a loving father.
He's a great man, a man behind my well-being, his love for me, his daily prayer for me kept me going. And at the same time, he's a man that loves his children and the people that surround him as a whole. And at the same time, he's a man that wouldn't want your downfall. He's a very kind man with a loving heart, with a golden heart. I will miss him.
You're missing his kind words. You're missing his calmness because he's a hero and a role model. My kids every time. Whenever they get to the dining table, because it's only grandpa that eats on dining table, like formal dining table, like he will be the only one to set table and all that. He doesn't eat his meat. He will give them most of it. So he will tear it for them. You take this one, they will go and come back. They will say, Grandpa, my food again. Then whenever he's just going to the table like this, the kids will follow him because they know definitely they will eat meat. So anytime we are setting table, my kids will say, where is Grandpa now? Grandpa will not come and eat his food now. And Grandpa is, in fact, if you see my tributes, you will see that the dining table is always cold now because there's no one using it again. So we're missing him, we're missing his kind words.
He was so pleasant, generous, and kind-hearted. Because when Baba was alive, he was such a person that was God-fearing. So I want to believe that children will emulate his good deeds and follow his footsteps.
I would simply qualify him as a quintessential human being. A father, a brother, a big uncle, a helper, and a lover of his people. We are grateful, he was a part of us. And I only promise that for as long as we live, we will continue to mirror the good character that is lived on the face of the earth.
From the Redcarpet TV crew, we say good night to the late Honorable Pharmacist Titus Ayodele Lasekan, and we rejoice with the children of Baba on the success of the burial of their patriarch.